If you are a frustrated Millwall supporter, then you are very welcome and in good company this week on Where Lions Walk. We've got Callum and Charlie back with us to talk about, quite honestly, the disgraceful media coverage that Millwall fans have had to put up with since the FA Cup game this weekend at Crystal Palace. As an example, the Daily Mail were very quick to point out Millwall fans chanting, let him die, after, of course, that horror karate kick to the head. They failed to point out Crystal Palace fans singing the same chant 10 minutes later in the game. So our topic this week is, has there been unfair coverage of what happened at Millwall? We'll get Callum and Charlie's view on that in a second. And we're also talking about some football issues as well, and just how brilliant was Wes Harding and how come he didn't get a game under the previous manager. We're also asking them to pick their February player of the month, and we're talking about the playoff final as well. Right then, fellas, let's get into this then, shall we? Let's start with you, Callum. Look, there's no doubt in anyone's mind that accident is exactly that. It is an accident. There's no malice intended whatsoever, and obviously we all wish Mateta well. But has the coverage since that been very anti-Millwall for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it has been. I think it's gone way too over the top. We've seen in previous seasons, whether it's EFL or Premier League, these challenges can happen in football. We see many 50-50s. It's a contact sport. And this one has, for me, been really over the top. I mean, you look at, obviously, you know, it's really bad, the challenge. It's a red card all day for me, personally. And, yeah, I think, you know, we all wish Mateta well, and he's an incredible footballer. But, yeah, I just think that Liam Roberts has been very harshly been done here by the media. I think now we're in a day and age where, you know, social media within football can have effects on players. And they're human beings at the end of the day. And I think that the amount of, you know, backlash that Liam Roberts has been given in the past couple of days since Saturday has been like really, really bad. So, yeah, it's probably hoping that it's not going to go too well, but who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, he's been unfairly treated. And, you know, look at Steve Parrish's interview at half-time, which was, I watched it back the other day, and it was, I don't really want to comment, but it was out of order what he said. You know, like, surely in the Premier League, there's been many of 50-50 challenges that have gone against other teams, and you know, we don't want to see, at the end of the day, we don't want to see anyone hospitalised through challenges, but it happens within football. So this one is just another one where someone's got hurt badly, and you know, it's just gone too far for me personally.
I'm not even a Millwall fan, as you know. I'm a neutral, but I can now understand, really, from your point of views, how very anti-Millwall publications have been, broadcasters have been. Charlie, genuinely, if this had been Watford or QPR or Fulham, let's say Fulham had done this to United in the game yesterday, do you think we'd have heard as much as we have done? Do you think it's because it is Millwall?
Yeah, definitely. I think the general consensus of what I've seen a few people saying on social media, I've seen people targeting it as if Liam Roberts went out to intentionally hurt Mateta in that challenge. And looking at it from the point of view of being a professional football player and having to make a decision in a split second, especially in the position Liam Roberts is in, he hasn't played many games for us at all. It's like his third game. And he's playing against a Premier League side. He's got a ball flying towards him. He's got to come out and claim it. It's outside of his box. He's in no man's land. He's got a split second to make that decision. He made the decision to go with his foot instead of maybe his head, which of course you could argue. And unfortunately for him, Mateta came through the back of Jake Cooper. So in that last split second, there's nothing really in control, like Liam Roberts can do to change the outcome there. He's kicked the ball, followed through onto Mateta's head, unfortunately. And people are now saying like he's intentionally gone out to hurt someone, or he's it's just nonsense to me. I really don't understand it. And the fact you've got the bit I find really sad is you've got ex-professional football players who have obviously been in really high pressure situations throughout their career. I mean, like today on TalkSport, you had Martin Keown, who, like, he's no innocent party in putting in dangerous tackles throughout his career, slagging off Liam Roberts, saying they have no idea what's going through his head. Out of anyone, they should know what's going through his head because he is in a high pressure situation. He's got to make a split decision, and it's really unfair on him. And I think we've really seen the Daily Mail have come out today, and they've now been banned from attending any more Millwall games for the rest of the season because they've just like harrowed. They haven't stopped talking about it. It's really strange.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this was a famous quote from the former chairman Reg Burr, who said, "Millwall are a convenient coat peg upon which football hangs all its social evils." And Charlie here says every single time. He says it's absolutely effing brilliant. But look, it shouldn't. We don't want to turn this into woe is us, Millwall, because at the end of the day, there is a player who had needed stitches and is an A&E and could have been a lot worse, of course. So we have to balance that out. But we're not having to go at Mateta or Crystal Palace here, or even their fans. But it is the media coverage, Callum, which has got Millwall's goat here. And I think every Millwall fan has the right to be really kind of annoyed at this. Or is it a case of, well, we've had this all our lives, we're just used to it, no one likes us, we don't care, the song as the song goes? Or has this pushed a few more buttons more than usual?
No, do you know what? It's such a weird situation. Like this one, I mean, as a football club, we're known for getting bad press and bad media, bad stories on our club, which you could say that's been there for many years. So I think, but what's in particular about this one is it's very, like, if this was any other club apart from Millwall, like, I wouldn't have thought it would have got much attention than it has done this weekend, if that makes sense. Now, people may disagree with what I've just said. It's all about a matter of opinions at the end of the day. But for me, I think because it's Millwall as a football club, I think broadcasters and media have gone a bit too over the top in some aspects of what they've put. Just because of, like, as Charlie said, it's unfair because you think about footballers nowadays, the amount of, they're human beings at the end of the day. And you imagine Liam Roberts sitting there and reading all the stuff that people are putting on social media about him and about his challenge. Listen, he knows he's made a mistake. He knows that it's a 50-50 challenge and he's got the ball and he's accidentally, hurt Mateta and he didn't actually intend to do it. So I don't know why people are saying, oh, he's gone and done it on purpose. He's intentionally tried to, like, hurt Mateta. No footballer has ever wanted to hurt a footballer on a pitch. I mean, and like Millwall said that in a statement today, saying that no footballer of Millwall Football Club wants to hurt anyone. So that's the main thing. It's just gone a bit too over the top in the media with just wrong things being mentioned.
Yeah, there are to add fuel to the fire, and Callum, you raised this one with us earlier. So the discussion going on, I think, at the moment, that he might get a longer ban because of the seriousness of the injury. But as this tweet points out, well, none of these challenges, when some of these were absolutely shocking, none of these got a longer ban. There's genuinely no intent by Liam Roberts. Anyone saying different needs to give their head a wobble. So again, is this an anti-Millwall campaign?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at them pictures, I mean, the Mane one, he got a 3-match ban. That was back in 2017 when he obviously kicked Edison in the face and with his studs, and Edison had to get stitches after. So that's one case where he just got a 3-match ban. And then obviously the one at the bottom, which was Charlie Cresswell, which happened a few seasons ago for us. I don't know whether it was João Pedro, it might have been someone else, but yeah, obviously his foot was high on Charlie Cresswell and he got a straight red card and a 3-match ban. So if you look at any of them pictures, they're sort of the same situation as what Liam Roberts finds himself in. So for the people that are saying that he needs to be given a longer match ban, I wouldn't agree with that. I think it's just a 3-match ban as normal as a straight red card is.
Yeah, can I just add on to that?
Mm.
I think that, to me, if you were to talk about adding on to a ban, it's to punish the player. It's to show extra discipline being taken towards them. For me, this wasn't a disciplinary issue on Liam Roberts' side. It was a genuine mistake, an accident. He hasn't gone with the intent to harm anyone. If he had gone out and maybe kicked Mateta whilst he was on the floor or something like that, then you couldn't defend that. You'd have to say, look, he's got to take his punishment. But here, it's not a case of he's gone out to harm someone or he's gone out to just do anything in that sort of sense. I don't understand why he'd need extra punishment for that, because I think he's took his punishment enough, and the treatment he's the media coverage he's received from it, and the fact that he's serving a 3-match ban. I mean, he's the second choice keeper at the end of the day. He's now sort of had his run of games where we were talking about it last week about him potentially being in the team, and now that's going to go out the window because he's out for 3 games again. Yep. So I think he's served his justice, and I think a red card is just a simple punishment for a bad challenge, which it was.
Okay. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And look, again, just to reiterate, we genuinely wish Mateta a full and safe recovery. No one should ever leave a football field going straight to A&E. But let's have some common sense about the fallout for this, shall we? Let's talk about the football side of it, though. Pretty good game overall. And actually, the fact that you're down to 10 men, Steve says, one thing I will take out of this is that Millwall playing the majority of the game with 10 men shows the gap between Millwall and Palace isn't as wide as I feared. You agree with that, Charlie?
Yeah. One thing we can take away from Saturday's performance is the quality that we showed in that second half, particularly. Obviously, Wes Harding had an exceptional game. He gave us that lifeline right before half-time to let us push on in that second half. And I think the second half, we showed a real class about us. Obviously, being down to 10 men 10 minutes in isn't going to help anybody. So the fact that we didn't give up, came out firing, I think we definitely deserved another goal in that second half. I think Coburn had a chance that he should have put away, to be honest. And I think if we had 11 men on the pitch, we would have gave Palace, it wouldn't be as flattering onto scoreline as it was. Their third goal, I think, was quite undeserved in the sense of how well we played in that second half. And yeah, I think if it was an even playing field, I think we would have really took it to them even further in that second half and could have nicked a result there.
Okay. Let's talk about Wes Harding then. Was somebody we mentioned a couple of weeks ago on here, Callum, isn't it? Just how good he is. David says, Wes Harding, by the way, man of the match for me today. Showed a great attitude. Keep his head down. Keep training hard and give everything when called upon. And how did, Callum answers this one, how did Wes Harding not make the squad under Harris? He's had to bide his time, hasn't he? But he's looking some player.
He's done phenomenally well since he's come in for the 2 cup games. The answer for that question is I don't think Harris fancied him. If I'm honest, I think I said that when we had Harris on a podcast once, on a video once. So I just don't think Harris fancied him when he was the manager. But no, in the 2 cup games he's played, he's been really good. One of our best players. That goal he scored was really good. And he was in the right place at the right time. And yeah, I think he's now pushing Kramer to start for me. I think obviously Kramer's done phenomenally well since he's come into the football club. And yeah, I mean, we've got a backup right back apart from Harding. Apart from Leonard and McNamara are obviously injured. So yeah, let's just hope that he can carry on and hopefully we can improve more, and hopefully he can probably start because I think he needs that more than anything.
Cheers for Callum. Right, February Player of the Month time, Charlie. Who gets your flowers this month?
It's got to be Ivanovic this month. I think he's proven himself as our number 9 permanently for foreseeable future. His link-up play has been brilliant this month. He's really sort of maturing into the player we want. He's got a great free kick. He's adding to his goal tally, and long may it continue.
Callum?
Yeah, Ivanovic, that's a good one. I'm going to go for Femi Aziz, though. I think since he's come back from injury, he's been our best player apart from Ivanovic. So, yeah, he's been getting a few really good performances this month, so I'm going to go for Femi Aziz.
Okay, good shouts all round. Let us know in the comments who you think it should be. When you played Watford in the start of the season, guys, it was one of the games of the season, wasn't it? You just lost out by the odd goal. Do you see another goal fest this weekend, Callum?
No, I don't. I can just see it being just a 1-0, if I'm being totally honest. I think we'll win. I think we'll win this weekend. I back us to win a 1-0 away win. I just think that Watford are they're doing well at the moment. They're in around the playoffs, and I think if we can win this game, I think it's a must win for us. I think if we want to, push for the playoffs, I think it's a must win for us. So I'd love us to go there and get a 1-0 victory and be on the playoff picture still.
Yeah. Could you imagine Millwall in the Premier League? Oh my God. It'd be
nightmare.
I think we flood the country in tears.
You would, yeah. They'd be like, you'd be boiling, every weekend, wouldn't it? Up and down the country. My goodness, all the more for it. Right, we're talking about the playoff final, of course. Last week we relegated 3 sides we don't like. This week we're putting 2 teams up into the Wembley final, which the EFL have announced is going to be on May the 24th. It might be Millwall there. Who knows? But let's assume it isn't for a second. Which 2 sides would you like to sit back in a nice beer garden in May and sit and watch, fight it out for a chance to go to the Prem? Who deserves it more? Be nice this week. Charlie?
Well, of course, if it isn't Millwall, which, I'd love it to be, but realistically, I'm not sure I could say it's going to happen. I think I'd like to see a Sunderland-Coventry playoff final. I think that would be 2 really strong fan bases supporting their teams. I think they're 2 really good footballing sides as well. I think Frank Lampard's done a great job since he's come in, and Sunderland have a great squad. Unfortunately, they've obviously had a few injuries recently, but I think that would be a really good playoff final. Great atmosphere and 2 really big clubs with big histories.
Okay. Are you allowed as a Millwall fan to wish Frank Lampard well? Is that in the rules?
I'm not sure I'll wish him well, but
okay.
I don't mind Coventry. So
okay, fair enough. Callum?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Sunderland versus West Brom. I don't know why. I just feel like out of the teams that we've got in that middle section, I think West Brom have got a great squad depth. Obviously, when we played them at home, the amount of good players that they've got off their bench is ridiculous. So I think I'm going to go for Sunderland and West Brom in the playoff final.
Okay. Brilliant. Right. Thank you, you two. Handled a very, very sensitive subject really well this week. Let us know, of course, in the comments what your thoughts on all of this is. And hopefully we can have a nice, calm podcast next week, just reviewing a very boring 1-0 win to the wall against Watford. Enjoy your trip to Vicarage Road, and we'll see you in 7 days' time to review that game. See you then.